Hey guys, welcome to the Scoop Trading channel. Um, back at it again with the weekly analysis. So we are going to be looking at the usual, which is DXY, dollar index, US100, US30, and Bitcoin. So what happened last week? We were actually expecting a bit of weakness in terms of macroeconomics and affecting the overall charts with NASDAQ and US100, but things were very much so choppy. So we're going to actually have a look into that. Speaking of macroeconomics and fundamentals, we did get an update last week in terms of this month being the finalization of many tariff deals that India and America are not seeing necessarily eye to eye in terms of India going ahead with purchasing Russian oil. So that had finalized into Trump adding another 25% tariffs on um, imported goods. So things are looking a bit tense as we speak. So we we are going to kind of just be looking at more on the technical side of things on how things are really just playing about. So I just want to see. Let's move a little back to the monthly so that you guys can actually be able to see everything from a bigger standpoint of view. So as you can see, higher highs, higher lows, prices ranging in a very, very point of interest, a very massive demand zone. So we are going to just be zooming in onto the weekly. So now, as you see on the weekly, we are seeing a lot of like candlesticks rejecting this area right here. I think maybe just let me zoom in onto the daily so that you guys can be able to see. So the daily you won't be able to see it as clearly, but I'm just gonna highlight this zone right here. So this area right here. So I'm change the color to yellow. And then maybe just zoom out. Yeah. So this area right here, you won't be able to actually see it, but I think let me just move this because so around 98.507, we are seeing a bit of range within the zone where price continuously keeps to wick around this level. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So there's been kind of four candlesticks so far, weekly candlesticks that have kind of been rejecting this level as is. So we could potentially be expecting maybe a drop, I think, because of these weak rejections around this level. As you are able to see, we are in a bearish kind of trend overall in the weekly chart. So things are kind of looking a lot much more weaker for the dollar in terms of technical analysis. But we'll see on how things actually go about. I think if we do close above this level right here, then we could potentially push to the upside and then just get a bit of a rejection around this level and then retest around here. But I know very much so if we do this weekly candlestick does close bullish, we could potentially push to the upside. If not, then we are going to possibly be expecting a lower drop, which could result into price moving down all the way to 92.679 for the dollar. So we'll just have to wait and see how things actually play about. Um, things have been a little choppy in terms of the dollar index, but now moving on to NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, as we are viewing it on the weekly time frame, things are looking a lot much more bullish. I think the closure in this candlestick was something that has given me confirmation as is that we are headed to the upside. So I would not be surprised if this next candlestick actually breaks this higher level, which is around 23,669, and then pushes up to 24,000. So yeah, I was expecting, because I did see this engulfing candlestick here, that we're going to come back and then maybe retest around this level here, but it did not happen. So, but let's just zoom in. So I did enter in a position. If you are in the what you call it, the free community group, I did send out a signal in terms of actually adding in a position, a short position, which is like a roughly around here. There's a 1 to 3, yeah, approximately 1 to 3 position, which is around like this level. Stop loss was there, and then just extended a little bit to there. Price was like inches away from my take profit, and then decided to like reject and stop me out. But yeah, that's part of the game. That's what happens. I did wait it out a little bit because I could see that we could potentially be moving actually much more higher, and I started seeing a little bit of retracements within my highlighted zones, and then a straight push to the upside. So hence what I'm saying is that we could potentially actually be pushing a lot much more to the upside. But I am going to show you a little, there are plays that I am looking at if we do potentially. So as is, there is an uptrend, and then we are pushing to the upside. So what I am going to be kind of like expecting is maybe like a retracement around this 23,497, and then retracement around here, injecting this trend line, and then a push to the upside, and leading straight to 34,000. Yeah, roughly around there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna map out these high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and then a straight main push to that level, which is right around there. So that's what I'm actually kind of like looking at with NASDAQ. If not, this could potentially be the outcome. So if we don't necessarily break this level, which has been the highest point, we will see potentially a break maybe in this trend line, and then a drop straight to possibly this zone, or in between this one. But I'll just actually place my point here where we could maybe be expecting a retracement. We'll have to kind of just see. But if we do break this trend line, I'm going to be seeing a lot of like drops within price, going a little bit much lower, and then maybe even a head and shoulders in actually a continuation in retesting this level right here. So we'll just have to kind of just see on how things actually play about. NASDAQ has been giving like decent setups. This has really kind of been choppy for me. It hasn't been the best this year, and I think US30 has been a lot much more better than NASDAQ this year for me than it has been. It's not usually that case. And then yeah, US30. So as we're looking at US30, I also think US30 we could actually be pushing to the higher levels, because we kind of did reject this level right here, which is 43,289. I did also expect like a really heavy drop with this, but things didn't necessarily follow through in terms of Trump's tariff deals with India. So it does look like he's actually the markets are actually responding a lot much more to positive effects that he's trying to implement within the US in making sure that majority of productions based on a lot of products that they kind of just outsource. Well, the bigger companies in terms of outsourcing their manufacturing productions outside of the US. He's trying to bring it a lot much more inbound to the country's progression, which will obviously have a ripple effect in terms of the employment going much higher, and we'll be seeing a lot much more positive NFP reports as is. So I kind of see in the direction that he's actually going. He's putting his country first, which is a really good thing overall. But yeah, just to go back to this, I am potentially, yeah, potentially I am seeing a little bit of a push to the upside, but I think with US30, you'll just have to wait and see because this, I think in between this zone, it's just been kind of just ranging in between this zone, and it has kind of put me in a position of actually just really waiting forth into seeing how this daily candlestick closes. So there could be one of two things. If this candlestick closes um, above the zone right here, then we can potentially know that we are within a buy um, or bullish trend overall, as is, and could be going straight up back to 45,000. If not, and we close below this level, which is 44,125, then we are going to possibly drop. But I'd need either today's candlestick or tomorrow, which is Tuesday's candlestick, to really give me confirmation. I might actually see a lot much more confirmation tomorrow's candlestick because CPI is tomorrow. So we are going to see a little bit of momentum within the markets is to actually push price in the direction that we could potentially maybe expect it to to be at. So I'll be waiting this one out to see when how the candlestick actually forms, and we'll see on how things play about with US30. My hands are going to be sitting on my hands with this one. Then with BTC's been pushing to the upside. Oh, it's been really pushing to the upside. So I am expecting a very much so bullish move. As you guys can see on the weekly, it is just clear. It is very much so clear, especially with these two candlesticks. These little tweezers that are right here, this is actually really just gonna push everything straight to the upside. And we are going to be seeing maybe Bitcoin hit 130K very, 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 very soon. So just to lower in on the time frames, I'm on the daily. Also did expect that this price would maybe just drop slightly a bit, but retested around this level. I could understand because there was a bit of previous resistance around this area right here. So saw a little bit of rejection, price came pushed straight up, and then now we're going to be just shooting up to 130K with Bitcoin. So we will be seeing on how things actually play out with Bitcoin. I know very much so that it's going to be a wild ride for this one. Now that we have seen confirmation in a full bullish move to the upside as is. So yeah, those are my predictions. As I am going to go back and just show you Forex Factory. As you can see, Tuesday is CPI, so data is coming out. It's coming out a little mixed, so we'll see on how things actually play about. Thursday is core PPI. Friday as well too is core retail sales as well. And as well as consumer sentiment with inflation expectations. coming in at like around 4-ish. So we might see a little bit of volatility. Well, not a little, but we're going to see quite a lot of volatility within the markets this week in terms of fundamentals. So we'll see on how things play about and go. But yeah, nonetheless, hope this video has been helpful for anybody that's been watching. Do take notes, and please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and follow us on Instagram as well too. All the details are in the description below in this video, so do reach out. The free community link as well too is attached in there, so feel free to join and catch up on my daily analysis based on what I am kind of just looking at within the markets, just so that you can get a bit of an update and see on how things are moving about. I do have also mentorship as well too, but you can check my Instagram for more details. And yeah, hope this video was very much informative, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.